The things that we love to do are capturing the identity, the feeling of a building through the use of really interesting and fun materials. Often that means real materials that sort of reflect the intent of the architecture.
The first stage in the process is talking to the architect to understand their intent for the design. What it should feel like when you touch a physical model. Should it feel heavy? Should it feel cold? How does that represent the design intent?
We love beginning a project by exploring those materials, drawing out storyboards, rummaging through samples we have. Quite often getting hold of the real materials of the building and finding how we can replicate those materials, and sometimes not being confined by the rules of scales and being a bit more bold. That often means that we're working with things which are a little bit more unusual, difficult to work with. And it's trying to control those materials and control the processes when there's no kind of textbook. Working through the mistakes to be able to kind of harness the power of those materials. What happens when you sand into them, you oil them, you lacquer them? It's the unearthing and the demoulding of these objects and finding out whether they're going to be a success or not. Have all the little potions that we created found their way into the corners and the sharp radiuses? The stone textures, have they come out? Do they look authentic? Does it feel like it's the building? Is it recognisable? There are many hours and weeks in the making. It's a collective effort of everyone in the team, from drawing the CNC model right through to the polishing and the etching of the surfaces.
A model maker for me isn't just a craftsman and someone who has an eye for precision and detail and scale, but it's someone that can see the overall picture, to understand somebody else's vision and find the right tool to illustrate that. Trying to find a way to tell somebody else's story in a style that is appropriate to that particular project.
Seeing those final items as recognisable sculptures, it's a fantastic moment.